all, this is Jeanette K Caines from Jewelry Arts Inc. In this video, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about annealing and why sometimes the most accurate method is not the method that I choose.
Only Alexis is allowed to say, we're live, not me. I am not, I don't have that kind of clearance. So what I was just going to show you guys is normally what I do right before I set is I take a 00 tip, just like a small torch tip, and I anneal the top of the bezel. Like, for example, this I believe was polished and not tumbled. So probably it's soft anyway, but a lot of times we do tumble, which although tumbling doesn't harden things as much as like hitting it with a hammer, it does, believe me, you can feel the difference between a bezel that's been tumbled and just set and one that's been annealed and set. Like you can feel the difference. It is discernible. So I always do that. So I'm just going to, and I mean, 00, that's what we use on an acetylene tip, but basically just a small tip because I'm not trying to anneal the whole thing. There's no purpose in making the rest of it soft. I'm just trying to make sure the bezel is nice and cooperative. So normally what I do is I'm kind of just aiming right at the top, you know, and I'm just waiting till I see, you know, that little bit of the flame bounce back a little bit orange. That works the same pretty much in silver and gold. Now, if you're not used to looking for this, you know, turn off all the lights. Get it as dark as possible. There you go. The darker it is, you see that? You can see that little bounce back of orange. Now, I've said this in other videos, but I'm going to say it again. If you're using any of that bullshit, like cherry red or, you know what I mean, that is left over from the time before electricity. Your metal should never be getting orange or red. If you see that, that's not a thing. Annealing is at a much lower temperature. All I'm waiting for is for the flame itself to bounce back a little orangey, like so. That's why a lot of times we'll use like what we call the Sharpie trick, which we'll put a Sharpie mark on there. Now, the thing with the Sharpie technique, it's not super accurate. It's not like the second that the Sharpie mark burns away, it's annealed. It's a little past that. But if you're like a beginner and you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at, it can be helpful because it gives you something to look at and say, oh, okay, the color disappeared. Let me just go like a little bit further and it's annealed. Because I have to tell you, no one's project fails because they didn't anneal it quite perfectly enough. I've like never seen that in the studio. What I have seen is people anneal it to fuck and solder seams reflow or whatever. So I'm always like, you know, if it helps you see it, so be it. A really accurate method that I don't use is to use paste flux. That is the most accurate method because you put paste flux on it and you heat it up to the point that the paste flux starts turning glassy. Now that is absolutely like perfect, super accurate, the right temperature. Every single thing I anneal, if you think I'm coating it in paste flux and making a giant foofy mess, I am not. And that's why sometimes the most accurate method isn't the best method. I'll let you make those decisions for yourself. But that's why a lot of times we do use the Sharpie. Although I didn't, I'm just looking for the flame to bounce back orange. So I'm going to just do this end a tiny bit and then we'll throw it in the pickle. We're going to set it up in our cute little engraving ball and get ready to set. Yes, dear God, nobody be trying to get anything to cherry red. Okay, lovely.